All right, Aries, let's see what we have got going on here, and we'll interpret them as we go. We're reading through the columns. As I said, we will start with this one. So that first card up there is the Nine of Pentacles, and then we have the fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel, and that is the throat chakra, and then we have a business venture. So the Nine of Pentacles is often deemed a really positive, upbeat card, and it often talks to us about financial vivacity and success and buoyancy and feeling sated and pleasure, enjoyment, also social activities and outings. Some of you might be having that type of thing go on in the month of February. You might be attending events or hosting them or spending time feeling as if the lap of luxury is in your life at the moment. So a lot of sated, happy pleasure comes with that card. Now, interesting, we see a lot of purple through that row, and that's the kind of third eye chakra as well, even though we're dealing with the throat chakra underneath. And if you look, the cards are aligned with all of the purple stones in the background on the reading table as well. So given that this is about sort of successful feeling of vibration of money and socializing and things, and we see the fifth chakra with Archangel Gabriel, it feels as though communication might be on the cards as well. So either talking and communicating with something about your money, and of course we come down here to a business venture. So possibly some of you are formulating something with some people, or with loans or bank managers, or with the structure of your money regards a new business venture that you could be either going into independently or even into with a group of people or a mix of something. It says trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity. So for some of you, this could even be a change of career coming, and it may have come about through the use of communication. When we communicate, this is how life evolves. If none of us talked, and talking isn't the only primary form of communication, because we also have written communication, such as emails or letters or legal documents, that type of thing. But if there was no communication, nothing would evolve. Nothing would have ever begun as in the human world. We would be living back in the day, you know, in straw huts or caves, because it takes communication to have the thought process from that realm be brought into the physical realm and be turned into something physical. So communication is a very powerful tool for bringing the manifestations of your ideas into the realm of happening and turning it into a material, physical, sound, hard object of whatever it might be, whether it's a business or you're building something or you're processing something or you've applied for a job or it's an application and you have communicated with some people who are hiring you and they have agreed that yes, you're the right person for the job. So you see how communication is key, but it bodes very, very successfully and very well in this first row about your finances, about opportunities within career or business advancement. And so just remember, the more you communicate, the more likely you will have an even more positive or successful chance of a good outcome. We come to this next row and we kind of have a dichotomy, complete opposite here of the first row. So you've got the Nine of Swords, which is a little bit about mental anxiety or tension or worry. It's also about insomnia, the inability to sleep, and the inability for the mind to slow down enough and relax. Now, this could be because you have a lot of worries on your mind, or you've got a lot of ideas going on and you can't quite decide what do I do or which way does this go. The card underneath is the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Now, the second chakra is down in the sacral part of our body. So this is the part where our creative zone is as well. It's also the thighs, the hip, the back. It's our intimate zone as well, and also our fertility zones in the body for both men and female. So there could be something that you are anxious or worried about around this part of your body. Some of you may have to have things done to it. You may need massage or release. You may be having small operations. There may be something in this part of your body that is blocked or giving you messages about walking away from something. So it's very much a gut instinct feeling as well. It's that whole orangey, lemony feeling in the cards, and it's that part of our body. If we learn to trust our gut instinct and listen to our bodies and listen to the messages that we receive through our mind when it's not full of fear or worry, we can often come to a more successful conclusion on a particular pathway that we're wanting answers with. The other thing that it could be is that you have a block in your creative zone, and this is worrying you. You know, you're going like, I can't make a decision, or I've lost my mojo. I can't seem to replace it. I can't seem to find it or activate it. So you could be worried about that. And again, if you open up or have some healing or get some flow through that part of your body, it should release a lot of the anxiety or worry. The walk away, it's saying leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors that open as a result. So it feels to me as if it's possibly telling you that something you have been doing, or an idea, or perhaps a job you were doing, is no longer suiting you, and that they're off telling you, let it go and walk away, because you've got all of this over here, which feels quite new. So it's almost as if you were offered something new, and then you've been weighing it up and going, oh, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? Is it the right thing? Is it not? But they're kind of saying, open up to your intuitive feeling a bit more. Relax. Don't ponder on the negatives. Don't let that mind talk ruin it for you. And they're saying, move away. Move away from something that you've been doing which has created tension or created discombobulation. It hasn't been flowing. So we come to this third row and we see the moon. We see underneath it the magician and the mirror, and then we see summer. The moon is often heralded by the full moon, which we talked about, the eclipse on the 31st of January, which could be very symbolic for you. It could give you insights or highlight activation or create something new. There was also the new moon on the 15th of January. This may have propelled you into some sort of ecliptical surge of energy as well. You might have found a great new passion coming in at this time, or activation. So I think the moon does play a big part for you, Aries, in how you move forward for the year. It seems as if it's activating a whole bunch of stuff, and especially with this message underneath that there's magic in the air. The magician and the mirror. It's a very, very powerful card. Just as in the tarot, the magician is a powerful card. This one has even a little bit more kind of push behind it, or punch if you like. The mirror that he's holding in his hand here, and this powerful light with the number 8 on top of his head, is about some sort of transformational light or journey that is coming upon you. And again, I think this could be through the power of the moons that have come in and the eclipses. This mirror shining, reflecting back out, this yellowy hue, is very much like the immense reflection that we get off the moon, and the contemplative energies that we can gain from things like eclipses and full moons and new moons. So the magician is a time of very powerful spiritual benevolence in your life, where something transformational is coming through. So I think for you, the moon side, the moon card, even though traditionally that can often also tell us that there could be things going on around you that are a bit subterfuge, and a little bit of dishonesty or stuff being done under the light of day, it can indicate transactions within business dealings that are a little bit corrupt or not favourable. It can sometimes transpire to mean negative people around you who aren't supporting you or haven't been your best friend. Sometimes these can be water sign people too, because of the crab down here, I think of, and the Cancer kind of could be water sign energies, but that could relate to some of you Aries, but I think for most of you this is a very empowering line in here in particular, and it is saying that some amazing, magical, powerful transformations, like I said earlier, this is the year of deep personal reassessments, birth, death and reincarnation. This is happening for you Aries, and it feels as though it is starting to transmute right as early on in as February. You know, the card at the bottom is a timing card for you. So it says everything you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. So for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, your summer, of course, isn't until later in the year. So perhaps this is just the beginning of a birth, of a whole surge of wild energy, which is what's going on outside my window at the moment. And for those of us down here in the Southern Hemisphere, perhaps this is starting right now with this amazing powerhouse of spiritual revelation and ingenious ability to be the alchemist in your life, to literally turn what might have appeared to be iron into gold. And that is the art of alchemy, and that is the act of the magician. It is very, very powerful. And indeed, so too is the mirror reflection in it. It adds to the power, as does the Trinity 8 up here on the top of his head. So, yeah, really powerful line there for you to ponder upon and focus with and meditate with. We come to this last row here and we have the Queen of Pentacles, so often an earth sign person. We then have hostilities, and then we then have affirmations. So there's a possibility that this person could be in your life. It could be a new person coming in, or it could be someone you already know. It could be a family member who could be an older woman, and could be rising sign, earth sign, or sun, earth sign, rising or moon. There could be some arguments around this person, or some sort of jealousy or issues that have been around. Normally they're quite affable, the earth sign people. They're not the most argumentative quite often. They are normally more placid and more agreeable. They're quite often wonderful people to go to if you need a sounding board or if you need some sort of good moral support. So possibly there's two options here. She's either there for you to go to about hostilities in your life. There could be someone around, which is what we set up here, of course, with the moon. So there could be someone around who is jealous or envious or being negative in some way or another. It's interesting that it matches right here with the Magician. I feel as though there might be some people around you who are showing signs of negativity about what you're doing or the changes you're making or the power that you seem to have been able to accrue. So either you're going to her as a sounding board and she's a supportive friend and a helper, or she is part of the problem of the hostilities. So I think the moon still was passing off a little bit of that message that I said earlier. Just be careful around you. There are some people who are not being backing you as they should, and maybe that's also part of this thing up here. You might be aware of that at a subtle energy level. Be careful who you pick as new friends in your life. Be careful who you listen to. Be careful of the advice you take. You don't really need to so much at the moment. I think you need to focus far more on yourself and your directions and your own manifestation of your thoughts and dreams into the physical realm. But also they're telling you to use affirmations, and it says to lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. So rather than getting into fights or arguments with people, possibly this woman, possibly someone else, walk away. We've had that over here, so it seems to be pushing itself back to this way. It's saying just walk away from the hostilities. These people have got their own problems. They're not seeing things clearly. Their envy and jealousy is wrecking it for themselves. Don't even bother getting into the arguments. Just learn to put the positivity wall up in front of them. You use your affirmations at your own level, but the more you use them, the more you empower yourself. The more positivity comes into your life, the more success, the more action, the more direction. It's that simple. If someone is getting at you, or there's back chatter or backstabbing or bullying or anything going on, just walk away from them and then put out a whole load of really positive affirmation stuff. And you'll be surprised that it'll have the complete opposite effect of what they want to do. They'll be thinking, we'll take them down, we'll spread some rumours, we'll say some nasty stuff. As it will be ineffective, completely ineffective when you take this response. And wow, I've only just seen it. I'm a bit slow sometimes because I get so caught up in the messages that are coming. What's this? The new moon with a massive star in the background and this beautiful angel-like creature, or fairy or elemental, sitting on the new moon looking up into the heavens. And I've told you that new moon on January the 15th gave you guys some very, very powerful, potent movement forward. So there you are, Aries. I hope you have really, really enjoyed this reading. It was a really nice one to do. Lots of energy coming through, lots of messages. Pick whichever card you are really attracted to most and spend some time meditating on it and focusing on it and seeing what answer it gives you in an extension beyond the reading.